reason why I'm making videos like this and outing my feelings like this, even though it may seem vulgar or something, is because I want people to know that it's not really exactly okay to feel this way as a Christian, but it's normal, you know. But you have to trust that God is going to change you and your spirit enough, whereas though you either don't act like this, you know, in the moment, you know, you may feel it, but don't act like it, obviously, or you may just not feel it at all, you know. That being said, hope you enjoyed the video. Jesus love. You know, like, jumping in certain situations, you know, is viable. You know, it makes sense why you would do that. You know, in case, I'm not even gonna say, like, okay, so let me give you an example. Somebody sitting there trying to press up on your girl. You know, she's telling that man that she is taken. She does not want anything to do with him, and to the point that she's starting to disrespect him, so she can really get that point across. The nigga is still, the guy's still going. So now you got to step in, but you know that but you can see that this guy's like got 100 pounds on you. You know, regardless, you're not going to sit there and let your girl, you know, go through that. You know, so you fight the guy. You know. That is a viable place to jump. Somebody is disrespecting your girl, and you see that your man is going to need help, you know. But if it's just between you and that guy, you know, and he's just disrespecting you, you know, or he's just trying to bully you, you know, then don't jump, bro. I ain't gonna lie. There are times when jumping is needed, you know. I no longer care about being respectful to you. No honor is needed anymore. You're sitting here disrespecting my girl after she has rejected you several different times. I'm going to kill you. Well, I'm going to beat you. And my man is going to beat you too. You know, that is that's a time when jumping is acceptable. You know. Or somebody trying to beat up on your grandma. Yeah, I'm jumping you, bro. Like, somebody tried to beat up on your grandma, your grandpa. Yeah, we're jumping you. You know, situations like that. That is when jumping is understandable. But if it's just, but if it's just a me and you thing, you didn't disrespect anybody in my family, you know, or my girl, or anybody I really care deeply about. You know, I mean, I guess you could disrespect my little brother, you know, or my older brother, you know. Then it could still be between me and you. But besides that, you know, there's no real reason to jump people, you know. Sometimes you gotta just get your butt handed to you, bro. And even then, the guy afterwards is not gonna want to continuously fight you. He's not gonna want to continuously fight you. And if he is, then eventually you're just gonna have to eventually beat him. You're just eventually going to have to just be his behind, bro. And y'all just going to keep fighting, all right? Straight up, like just like that, you know. You would get your point across. He's most likely going to stop. Most likely, I'm not going to lie. There are some fiends and demons out there who just want to box. But remember, demons ain't stronger than angels. So I'm gonna need you to keep that in your mind. All right. So there are going to be some of them that just want to box, you know. And you're just going to have to continuously beat them until, you know, or maybe at that point you're just going to have to break something on their body, you know, so the point can get across, you know. Me personally, I kind of made it this thing in my mind where, though, if I get in a fight with somebody, you know, because I know that we're both men and we're both like most likely not going to stop until somebody's knocked out, to get my point across, I'm most likely going to try to break something on your body, you know. Even if you're like knocked out or down, I'm probably still gonna just try to just dislocate something, you know, just to get my point across. You know, make sure you know, you leave me alone, because, you know, I just want to be left alone. Me personally. But yeah, man, you know, you don't always got to jump people. You know, sometimes you guys gotta take that L, live and learn, bro. Come back from it, you know. Even if it's impressive, I know that you want to impress your girl. I know that you don't want to ever lose in front of your girl. But if she really loves you, then she will stay even after watching you get your behind handed to you, bro. Especially since you just took that L for her. You know. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say. Nah, it's just that like people need to stop jumping all the time. And like it's sad. Like okay, now I remember. Yo, the only reason I'm even here right now and even came to that conclusion was because I just saw like kids trying to jump this fat guy. I don't know how that man messed up jumping. Yo, this man was on top. This guy like had at least 50 pounds on him. I'm pretty, yeah, at least 50 pounds, 70 pounds on him, right? This man was a titan, big as heck. This skinny little kid, I guess he was talking trash, and the kid who was recording was instigating it. And then the skinny little kid wasn't backing down. No. At first, the skinny little kid was kind of just ignoring him until the guy started instigating it. Well, yeah, he wasn't backing down. His mans came over, trying to get in between them. They started fighting. Yo, the fat guy has the skinny little kid on the ground being on him. Why is his man just grabbing him by his shirt? Like, I swear, like, do people just not know how to fight, bro? Like I haven't fought since I was like in middle school. Even then, I don't really count that as a fight because I let the guy win because that was a dear friend of me. I still regret that because I low key should have I low key should have fought back because he low key made me seem like a B word. But regardless, especially this, yeah. But regardless. I know how to battle. I can say that. I know how to do battle. I know how to fight. Well, at least I have some basic knowledge on it. After you watch enough of it, you pick up like a couple of things. Now, what I will say is that I'm not 100% sure that I may be using this in an actual fight because it's been a while since I've gotten in a fight, and it's a lot harder to execute than, it would seem most of the time. That's with a lot of things in life. So I'm not going to sit here and say like I'm so pro fighter, but if I see my mans on the ground, we're trying to jump somebody, I'm not going to grab this big fat guy by the shirt. I'm going to kick that nigga in the face. He's getting a straight knee to the jaw. That's what he's getting. I don't know what went through his mind when he grabbed him by the shirt. I really don't. Like, I had friends at elementary school who got in trouble because somebody snitched on me. And you're telling me your friend can't even kick this guy in the face when he's on top of you. This guy who has like 100 pounds on you, he can't even kick him in the face. He just sitting there grabbing by the shirt. What is, like even when I was like, I feel like, I don't know. I think these kids were in middle school, but even in like middle school, I had like some sort of knowledge. I'm pretty sure I would have the sense to kick this fat guy in the face. Me personally, I don't know. I'm only saying they're in middle school because that's what I'm guessing. It doesn't seem like they've hit puberty yet. They may be like freshmen in high school. I'm not really sure. I'm just taking a guess here. But it was really it was just like I didn't want them to fight in the first place, right? It would be better if they could resolve it, through talking, or one of them being a bigger man. Well, one of them was a bigger man, but you get what I mean. But instead they fought. But like if you're jumping somebody and you lose, it makes you seem even more pathetic. So you would take that. Bro, like just foot all the way up, hit that man with the meanest axe kick, or you could have done a side kick to the jaw. Maybe grab him by the head. Instead of grabbing his shirt, you could have grabbed him by the head, pulled him to you, and hit him with your knee. But maybe that's just me. Maybe that just goes through my mind only.